Hey there. Get ready for a one-of-a-kind journey with Ladies First, a podcast that's not just a show, but a heart-to-heart conversation, brought to you by the incredible majority leader, Leah Halton-Pope, and me, the inspiring Councilwoman, Zeneta Everhart.
In a sea of podcasts, Ladies First stands out with its personal touch, providing a front row seat to authentic discussions and a celebration of remarkable women. It's not just about empowerment, it's about building a community where everybody has a seat at the table. Welcome back to Ladies First. We're joined with my bestie, my council member, my partner in crime.
Hey y'all, welcome back. And welcome, Melissa to Ladies
Fayson.
First.
Hey, thank you.
She is here with stunning. Is it stunning?
3 times stunning.
Three times stunning. I love
stunning.
that.
Gotta put that on a t-shirt.
Yes.
So
I'm
tell
going
us about the 3
Tell
times
us about
stunning.
the 3 times stunning.
Okay, so I am the owner of Stunning Fragrance, which is a fragrance studio where you create your own on Hurdle Avenue here in Buffalo. Yay. I have Stunning Boutique, which is an online store, and Stunning Travel, which is where I make the magic happen for other people as well as myself. I'm a travel agent.
Well, let's start right there then.
All right.
Because
Yes,
it is
let's talk about
summertime.
travel.
Everybody want to get on a trip. We tired of being, at home. We want to go. So tell us about that. How did you get involved in doing that?
So when I graduated from high school, I moved down to Atlanta, and my first job was a travel agent. And then I moved back to Buffalo, and I actually got a job at an insurance company. So 15 years in health insurance. I was hit by a car crossing the street. Yes. So I was totally disabled for a few years. I couldn't return back to work. And that changed the trajectory of my life.
Wow.
Yes. So I started looking into starting my own business.
Yeah.
And I posted on Facebook one day that I wanted to become a travel agent again. And some woman from California said that she saw my post. And she's like, I help people become travel agents.
Wow.
What are the odds of that, right?
Wow.
Right.
So
Talk about meant to be.
she became my mentor. And a few years later, I now have my own travel business. I have 22 travel agents under me.
What?
I travel every month for the past 3 years. I've been to 20 countries. I created a travel app for solo travelers. So this thing has really taken my life to a whole nother direction. Something that was meant to be a tragic situation. Right. There's always some good that comes out of everything.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So solo traveling. Let's start there.
That's exactly where I wanted to go.
Yes, let's do it.
Because I've
Let's
done
talk about it.
And I'm telling you, I've done it, and I think that everybody should take a couple trips by themselves and just, show up in a random state.
Together for you.
Right. So what are your recommendations for solo travelers?
I say for those of us that live in Buffalo, we have the advantage of crossing the Rainbow Bridge, right? 20 minutes north and you'll be in Canada. That's a whole nother country, right? So I would say start small and don't be afraid to do it, but be intentional in your travels. Where do you want to go? What do you want to see? What do you want to do? If you don't want to do absolutely nothing, that's okay too. But just have in mind what that trip looks like for you. Some people just might need a respite. You got to get away. You just need some downtime. Where can you go? And it doesn't necessarily have to be international. I'm an international traveler. There's a lot of places in the States that I have not been to.
Yeah.
So I would say choose a place and figure out what you want to do and just go.
Just go.
So you can travel on any budget, right? Like you just need to plan for it.
Absolutely.
What do you think is one of the biggest misconceptions for travelers in general?
The biggest misconception for travelers is that it's too expensive. I went to Iceland in January, $360 round trip.
Wait, what?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going in January.
And I went by myself.
We going again?
When we going?
We can go again. We can definitely go again. Let me tell you.
Let me put that $300 in my budget.
I don't really plan my travels. I wait for the deals to come to me. So if it comes in my email, so let me break this one down. I don't want to give any I'm not going to give props to any companies or businesses out there because they got to give us some money and they got to sponsor the show,
There
right?
you go.
There you go.
So this is what I will say. I got a want to get away fare from Buffalo for $39 down to Baltimore,
I
BWI.
know exactly where you got
Okay.
it from.
So there's a direct flight from Baltimore. I always refer to the airport code. So if I say BWI, that's
I
what I'm
know.
talking about.
Don't
Yeah.
worry about
Okay.
it. We're good.
So
talking to travelers.
$39 from Buffalo to BWI, and then from BWI to Iceland was $151.
What?
5-hour direct flight.
They just had a deal too of $53
That is
for their
amazing.
birthday. The same place.
I saw that. And I was like, you know what? I can't do this. I have to stop because I do have the Stunning Fragrance Studio and I host parties and I do things. So I toggle between things, right? So
Yeah.
I'm going to try to keep it real contained because I'm all over the place.
Absolutely.
But I was like, I can't travel like this because I have other things going on. So if I want to
Yeah.
focus on this studio thing, I got to cut back my travels because like I said, I've been to 20 countries in the past
amazing.
couple years on top of all the other miscellaneous and ancillary trips that just so happen to fall in my email inbox.
Yeah. Travel do's and don'ts.
Oh, yeah.
Do plan, do prepare, always tell people where you're going, always budget. Don't go without a plan, right? Don't let people know that you're traveling solo. If you're if you're checking into a hotel room, always ask for 2 keys. And if they say, are you alone? No, someone's meeting me, right? If you're eating, if you're somewhere in a restaurant or something and people approach you, casually throw in like, oh yeah, I'm just here, I'm waiting for a friend, right? Because you don't know who around you is kind of checking you out. Yes. And then always check into, so there's this, it's called the Smart Travelers app. It is a governmental agency where you can actually register yourself, where you're staying, and all your contact information should some sort of catastrophe happen.
So they know where
They
you are.
know
that-
exactly where
okay.
you are, and you will get emails and text messages from the U.S. Embassy of that country.
Right.
Okay.
And that
to
app-
let you know, that's really helpful.
Yeah, and that
Yes.
app also tells you where you shouldn't be traveling to,
It
right?
certainly does. It certainly does.
I've used it before, and when we were traveling to Cabo,
Okay.
there was places around Mexico, around
Where it
Cabo,
tells
they were
you,
like,
Don't
do
go
not
there.
go.
there.
That's right. So you have to educate yourself on the
Yeah.
places that you're going. And the good thing is, so the app that I created is called the Dolo app. I integrated the Smart Traveler app into my
Oh,
app so that
beautiful.
you have access to everything at the palm of your hands.
I love,
Very
love,
nice.
love.
Yes.
So that's stunning number 1.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's get to stunning number 2. Tell us, it's summer, so we want to smell good.
We do.
So how we get some of them
We
smell
do.
goods? Tell us how you got into that.
So I went to Paris a couple of years ago.
favorite city.
Oh my gosh. Me and my daughter took a perfume making class and I absolutely loved it. And I said, you know what? I'm taking this back to Buffalo because we don't have anything like
No,
this.
we don't.
And I'm like, I'm not a Picasso, so gone are the days of the paint and sips. That's not my thing. But you tell me I can create my own fragrance and no one else will have this
I
smell.
cannot wait.
Yes.
This is amazing.
Yes, thank you. So I did that. I launched in January, but I was also in Africa in January. So I set up the studio and then I flew out to Africa for 2 weeks and then I had to come back and say, okay, now it's time for me to market this and get this idea out here so that people can know that I'm here.
Right.
Well, then in February I went to Mardi Gras and then March I went to St. Croix. I took all of April to get my life together with the Stunning Studios, and I started really promoting and booking parties and stuff. Well, fast forward, May, I went to Dubai,
Oh my.
and I was in Dubai for a week and some change.
love
We going on
India.
trips.
Yes, ma'am.
love
Yes.
that energy.
And then June, I just came back last week from Mexico. So now I'm putting my travels aside just for a little bit to solely focus on Stunning Fragrance.
Stunning fragrance.
Yes.
Okay.
So what's the experience when we walk into Stunning
Okay, so when you walk
Fragrance?
into the studio, you will see I have shelving of all of the different perfume bottles that you can select, which is included in the price. I have essential oils. Everything that I use is all natural. And I also have reference pages. So I have to tell you,
Okay.
because people are like, I don't know what I like. Well, people do know if they like a musky smell, floral, or,
Yeah.
sea
And
breezy.
seasonal is different too.
Yes, exactly. So I provide reference materials like small little cards of different fragrances. If you like Chanel Chance, then you should probably mix these fragrances. A little bit of
so you can
iris,
figure out what the
jasmine.
notes are.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Exactly.
Love
Yes.
Oh, my sister would love that. She'll be here this weekend. One of my younger sisters. I don't know. Are you open on the weekends?
I am, absolutely. Just let me know what day and everything. It's done by appointment.
That's okay.
So, okay.
I
Just,
love
I'll give you my
that.
number. You just give me a call.
I'm very excited. This is very exciting to me.
Yes.
Stunning studios.
Yes, and the website is www.stunninggrp.com. Stunning Group.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right,
how.
because you got everything.
And they can find out about all of your stunnings.
Yes.
There.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, so number 3.
Travel, fragrance, and
The boutique. However, I'm pivoting from the Stunning Boutique to solely really focus on the app.
okay.
Because
Ooh.
the app is a directory. It also has a safety companion feature where if you're traveling solo, you can appoint or add I almost said a stunning companion, a safety.
App number 2. There you go.
But the safety companion. Well, no, I'll tell you the concept behind that.
I like that.
We ordering people?
I like a safety companion, though.
But yeah, so
We ordering people. It's like DoorDash. Don't worry
well,
about it.
in the app, I do have a feature called Safety Companion, where you list. It's like an emergency contact person, and you notify them. You can either email them or text them from the app, and it tells them, "I'm safe. I arrived in Costa Rica. I'm going to be staying here," just so that you have someone on the outside.
Who else? Does the app allow like somebody to track movements too, or you just like a location? Can you put that on?
I did request that feature from the developer, and we tussled about this because that is a security. It's an issue. It's not a risk. It's an issue because it's a violation of your security.
Yeah.
Because the app owner, sees where you're going and what you're doing.
Well,
that
if I give you permission.
And that's what I'm working on now because
Google has it. You just have to toggle it on or off.
yes.
And you can allow only certain people to access your
Or
location.
games have it. You just turn it off or on. I would question that developer a little bit further.
Because I really want that feature because when I wrote out the ideas in my mind as it was like, I felt like it was a download, right? As it was downloaded to me, I saw a map, right, where you pin and you can actually see where this person is and what they're doing. I even created, so I bought some tags, air tags, and I created like a brooch, a button type
that's
thing.
cool.
So it would then
Yeah, it's better than people
integrate.
sewing it into their hair.
When I saw that, I was like, okay, so I'm on to something,
me tell you
right?
something.
Oh,
No,
hit my
I
mic,
love
okay.
that idea though. I think it's important.
AirTag will beep when you're away from your phone. So can you imagine
The
your
beep,
head just
the
beeping.
in your
You
head?
just walk around beeping.
Can you imagine laying down on that thing?
Well, not the way that image looked in that video.
Because it was like all big and bulky, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that made me.
But to have something similar to that built into like a pen that people always see you with,
or something. Yeah.
or something
makes
that
more
like
sense.
like it looks like a belt buckle or whatever. Then
Exactly.
That's a different.
Yeah.
I like
exactly.
that. That
Thank
I
you.
can.
Now I named that one. It's Track Her.
Okay, so listen. This is don't try to take her idea.
Oh, they can't take my IP because trust me, I'm putting it out here, and y'all know I might have to pull up the receipts. Can I get a copy of that show?
Right.
But
There
no,
you go. No, I love that idea,
Thank you.
especially
Me
when
too.
traveling.
Yeah.
It's so important. I mean, it does get a little creepy because, like, I share my location with my little brother, and he'd be like, "Where you at?" And I'd be like,
Right,
"Please
right.
stop being creepy."
I know my goddaughter does it too. They will pull up on you in a heartbeat.
Right.
Yes,
But
yes.
but when traveling, that's very important. I mean,
Yes.
because we've heard news stories about people going missing and things like that. And for a family member to be able to be like, "Nope, I have their location. They were right here. This
Yes.
is where they last were."
Yes.
I think that's important, especially when we're talking about solo traveling.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
absolutely beautiful. But congratulations. on
Thank
all
you.
that.
And I
Girl,
also just want to throw
yes.
out the app is also a directory. So as I traveled and I went to different places around the world, I looked for us.
Oh,
Right.
I
Oh, that's
love
cool.
that.
So
Looked
it
for
tells
us.
you places.
It tells
that-
you places. Oh, there's soul food restaurants in Paris that will knock your socks off, right? There's
Ooh.
awesome food from African chef
Yeah.
in Iceland. I actually ate dinner at her house. It was fantastic. Dubai, where you can go get your hair braided and get your nails done for about 180 US dollars. Hair, lashes, nails, and feet, actually. When I went to Ghana,
What did you get done with your hair?
$180. I didn't get my hair done, but
They braided your hair?
not mine.
No,
but there was a
somebody's
young
hair?
lady. Yeah, $180. And then in Ghana, you
her
can
hair
get your
stay in
hair
the head?
braided, boho braids past your behind for like $40, $50. So I added those resources as I was finding out about these entrepreneurs
There's a trip going on in a couple
globally.
weeks.
It is.
I put it all in the app. Guys can go to the Dominican Republic and find a really cool barbershop and get their hair faded. They can go to Mexico. Like, I really
I
took
love
the time.
this.
Thank
I
you.
know. So does it
Thank
give
you.
people an opportunity if they go on a trip and they find some stuff, can they make
They
recommendations
can
back
definitely,
to you?
and it's called recommendations.
I love
yes.
that.
And you can upload your pictures. You can give them a rating, 1 to 5 stars. I don't want anybody to put anything under 4 or 5 stars on the
Yeah.
app, because what's the point, right?
I love that. I
Yeah.
feel like,
Oh, I gotta
especially as
download
people
this
of
app for
color,
my travels.
I know, me too. I feel like oftentimes when we have an experience that may have been a bad experience for that day, but it's not always typical behavior.
Right.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
take to social media or we rate people poorly. And we do that to our own community.
Yes,
So
yes.
it makes me feel good to know that you won't allow a person to go below.
No, and I will not bash. We got to give each other grace. That's what there's not enough of
If
in
it's a
this
place you
world.
wouldn't recommend, don't put it on there.
Don't talk
And don't
about
go
it.
back.
Right.
Right.
Just
Or
don't put
go
it-
back
Don't
and see-
recommend it to somebody. Like, don't say, "Oh, I went here; it was horrible." Don't go. Instead, these are the places I would recommend.
Yes,
Right.
I like that.
Yeah.
Like,
That is
I feel
an
like that in
awesome
general,
app.
right? I feel like that should be the case in life. So back to
Thank you.
the first stunning travel.
Yes.
We've been talking a lot about self-care and making sure that we do some things. There's been like not a reemergence, but different populations, especially with women, as we get close again and spending time with each other. We do a lot of girls trips.
Yes.
How do you deal with planning those big girls trips? What can we do to make our lives easier as we plan it and then working with you?
I would say get a general consensus of where everybody wants to go.
I just make a decision and then people want to go sign up.
Okay,
No, I'm
if
just
that's the
joking.
case, because I like working with only one person.
Yeah.
There needs to be
One point of
person
contact, yeah.
That's
That
it
makes sense.
in the group, because you have so many personalities and a lot of somebody
Yeah.
might like the sun, somebody else wants to go on a hike, somebody else wants to do the beach, and somebody else wants to just stay in the room all day, right?
Right.
If I'm hearing from all of those people, I don't know who to listen to
And
and
who
what
you
I
planning
should
the
do.
trip for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But a good
So-
leader will probably make those recommendations and say, look, just like before you pick a trip, here's 3 options.
Give
Pick
me
one.
yes.
And then the same thing, listen, we're going on, there are these options. For the person who wants to stay in their room,
Yes.
this is what you have.
Right. So
For the
do you
person that
help
wants to
with
go
that?
hike, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, because I'm just thinking, like, if you're planning a trip, because I know I take a lot of girls' trips, and every time we go, we always got one person who wants to stay home. Then we got the planner who gonna plan out every minute of our whole
Yes.
trip, and we
Yes.
all looking at her like she crazy. So, how do you plan a trip? So you're talking to one person,
Talking to one
and you
person.
find one location. So how do you plan for that for a group of women with,
So I need to know who is going to be on
the
this trip, right? Because I like to curate
personality
an experience.
purposes?
Yes, I'd like to curate an experience that will be fun and exciting for everyone.
right?
Right? Whether it's having a private chef come to the villa. Do you want to stay in a hotel? Or do you want to stay in a villa? Right? If you stay in a villa, all of your friends can be in one place. There could be villas that sleep up to 20 people, maybe more. Right? So what does that look like? The accommodations. What do you want to do on this trip? Do you want to turn up, or do you want to relax and kind of let your hair
Yes.
down? Turn up?
Both.
Okay. Do we want to have the turn up at the villa? Because then I look to see who in that location has a business that will come and cater to the group. So I went to Haiti, and we had drummers, and we had people come in, they performed, and we didn't have to leave where we were, right? So I really customized the experience based on everybody that's there. And I don't fast half it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Just to make sure, because I want the experience to be something that I would enjoy.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm sometimes over the top.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I like a little extra.
Yeah, and I like to do it.
For your travel, you want it.
And a decent price point. You don't have to break the bank to do
I
it
think
either.
that's the part, right? Like, people need to plan for it. You need to budget for it. But to know that I can travel at a reasonable amount, if you plan it ahead of time, especially.
Oh,
what about
goodness,
those last minute? Like, I got to get away tomorrow. Like, I have to. I need a break.
Find that for you too.
For the record, I need a break.
There are a lot of deals that fly out of Buffalo in the summer months, because you asked about time of year. So February, April, and sometimes in the summer, there are like chartered companies that fly out of Buffalo, direct flights from Buffalo to Punta Cana, to Cancun, to Jamaica. Yes, when you go into the Buffalo airport.
Things I need to know, Melissa.
Yeah, this is why you're here.
Yes.
So let's talk about you said February,
Wait, like, what's the
April,
first
and
sometimes
right
this time of year. Yeah. So when you go into the airport, all the way at the left,
right.
There
The very far
the
end.
charter.
Yep.
You may get a flight out of there, and it'll take you directly from Buffalo to.
Wait, so how
locations.
would one find that information?
You'd have
Melissa?
to work with a travel agent.
You need to call Melissa.
Y'all call
Yeah.
Melissa.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Call
listen, I'm ready. I'm
Yes.
gonna be calling
I'm
Melissa.
in for it.
Yes.
Because that is amazing.
No, I'm very serious about this.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I see an entire experience happening.
Oh, it's happening.
So
Just let it happen.
I know. Why do you think people they shy away from taking time? Like, we get so busy and so caught up in our lives. Like,
Or traveling, period. I meet a lot of people who are like, I don't travel like that. I don't go.
I don't
I don't either.
Okay.
I think.
Like, do you
Are
come
there
across people like
because
that?
it's different. I
do. There are people who are afraid to leave the
comfort of their city.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then I also believe is how people were brought up. I believe children who travel become adults who travel.
Absolutely.
That's
right?
I'm
So-
grateful for my parents.
I
Me
am too.
Oh my God, so grateful.
Yeah.
I don't know what I
Yeah.
would do without them. Like,
Yeah.
honest to God, they took us on trips all
Everywhere.
the time.
I mean,
as busy
we
as they were,
did-
they
yeah.
did teach us how to play.
We did so many
Yes,
road
that's
trips
important.
and we traveled a lot as kids.
Yeah.
Road trips, flights. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of being on an
Oh my
airplane.
goodness.
I didn't know there were so many African Americans, women too, especially,
Scared to get on the
terrified
plane.
of flying.
Yeah.
Well, it's not my favorite thing, but I know that if I want to be in Italy tomorrow,
I'm gonna hop on
I
this
have to
flight.
get on a plane.
Yeah.
And I had the best collard greens, I will say, in Italy. Somebody's grandmama was back there.
I'm
The
gonna tell you
pot
what,
liquor
I
was
do
so
not,
good.
Okay, well that's good to know. But I do not want soul food in Italy. What I want is authentic Italian food. I want to get as fat as I possibly can off
Give
your
me all the
pasta.
pasta is
Give
my
me
favorite
your pasta
anyways. but
and the
yeah.
best sauce I can ever have. Like,
If
my
I'm
favorite,
in Italy, give me some pasta. All
the
of it.
Amalfi Coast is my favorite place
It's
in
beautiful.
Italy.
I've never been to Italy.
Black sand, like
Oh,
I'll bring
that
it. I have
sounds
some at home. I'll bring it
amazing.
in.
You brought the sand back.
I sure did.
You gotta do that. I do that when I travel. I have sand from Virginia Beach, Myrtle Beach, from Cabo. I have sand from India.
How do you bring it back?
I don't know.
In little, I had like little Ziploc bags.
Or no, I'll tell you what I'll do. I use the shampoo bottle.
Yeah, and you know what else I do when I travel,
that.
especially when there's water around.
Oh,
I
I'll bring some
always,
water.
I always I go down into the water and I take the rocks
Oh, I do too.
out
I
the
do
bottom,
grab a rock
and
or
I
two.
actually make necklaces out of them.
Oh,
Yeah, I do that. I always give them away as gifts, like
I've
Christmas
never
for my
thought to make
friends
a
and stuff
necklace
like
from
that.
it, but I always
Yeah,
collect
I
rocks.
take the rocks or the seashells
shells.
or anything like that, and I turn
love
them into
that.
jewelry. Yeah, I love doing
What a
that.
great idea.
Yeah, you got to do that. You be everywhere, so bring a couple rocks back.
I am. I bought a shadow box.
Oh, that's
And
cute.
I just drop all of my, it's like I have the money from different countries.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that,
oh, yeah,
that
I
I
got
do keep
that.
the money too.
Yeah,
That's a good
I
idea.
got money from India, and girl, I love it.
I want to do India.
I do too.
Yeah, I went to Chennai, in
Okay.
India, southern India, and it was a service trip though. But we did get to go out to Pondicherry, which is like the touristy area, and it was
I
beautiful.
love it.
It was
I have a
absolutely
vendor
beautiful.
that has 2 for 2 to India right now.
What?
I need to go back
Let's
because
talk
I
about
made some
that.
friends that were monks there, and we actually friends on
She
Facebook.
I
said she
love
met
it.
friends that are monks,
I
y'all.
did. Them was my
Did you
people.
talk
But the
to
monks are
Did
on
you see the monks
Facebook.
that were
I
like that
did,
just
and I was
walked up
very
here?
jealous. I did not get to hang out with them while
They
were
ended
here.
in Niagara Falls.
I
think
saw
that's
that.
crazy. So, in our last few minutes, what kind of advice would you give our hopeful travelers, our people who want to be as stunning as you are?
Oh my goodness.
What kind of advice?
I would say just do it. Anything that, and it may not have to do with travel, but if there's anything that you want to do, just do it.
Yeah, your story is inspiring. Thank
is
you so
very
much. Like that
inspiring.
tragedy created multiple businesses
Yes.
and allowed you to not just take care of yourself, but your family. You said you have a daughter as well, right?
Yes.
And to
And 2
also
sons.
create generational wealth, family, right?
Beautiful.
To teach them how to be entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Thank you. This is what Ladies First is all about.
Thank you for
Oh
being
my
here.
gosh.
Thank you for joining us on Ladies First. How can the people give them that website one more time?
Okay, I am at grp.com. And check me out on socials as well.
Awesome.
Stunning
Thank you,
girl.
Melissa.
Thank you.
Stunning times 3. And you've been watching
Ladies First.
Ladies First.
Ladies First.